Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the WC-TV Game of the Week. We are here for our WMAA championship games tonight. This is Creed Henderson on the call. I'm joined by
Christian Dunham.
And we are both very inexperienced announcers, so we'll go ahead and get that out of the way, that we apologize for any hiccups along the way. Tonight we have the Mill Creek Lady Mavericks versus the Grassland Lady Generals. That's our first game of the night. And for the starters, we've got on Mill Creek, we have Olivia Galloway, Leilani Washington, Alana Poole, JC Mays, and Sydney Dickinson. And the starters for Grassland are Ella Ryan, Mia Hassan, Ella DeYoung, Sarah McAdams, and Dylan Garner.
Sweet.
We start out right out of the gate.
Looks like Mill Creek. I think it was Alana Poole.
First bucket of the game. We're a little short on announcers tonight because we had one of our normal announcers had to get called into work. One was under the weather, and one is actually coaching in the game. That is Mr. Paul Brees. He's the coach of the Grassland Lady Generals. And so we wish Paul well, but we're not going to pull for any one side or the other. We're going to remain partial here, Christian.
Yes.
Looks like that was out of bounds. Olivia couldn't quite haul that one in. And we're seeing these teams for the first time this year, so we're learning along with our viewers here. We don't cover many middle school games throughout the year. We cover mostly high school games, so it's kind of actually a treat for us to get to end our season covering the WMAA championships. It lets us kind of end with a final game, and we don't typically cover the TSSAA championships.
We got a Washington with the bucket.
Nice three-pointer there. Leilani actually talked to me before the game. She was making sure I knew how to say her name correctly. I got a little note here, and so that was a nice shot by her. There we are.
Hey.
This is Christian and I.
Hello.
Like I said, we're going to be doing our best. I'm Creed. This is Christian. And we're going to be doing our best to call this thing tonight. It looks like the Lady Mavericks are trying to pressure the ball as it comes in, and so far it is working. Nice defensive play that time by Mia Hassan to kind of get in there and knock that thing away.
Mm-hmm.
Good, yeah, very nice. Good ball movement there by the Lady Generals. Got him a pretty open shot. That was number 2, Ella Ryan with the bucket.
Good movement with the ball.
Very nice drive there. That was Alana Poole. Nice kind of dive into the middle and kind of protected the ball as she drove and got a nice layup out of it. Very nice. Nice interior passing there.
Dylan Garner with the bucket. There she is right there.
Our crew tonight, our WC-TV crew, we got your brother, Gavin. He's running the floor camera. We have Dayton up here running the camera 1. Oh, we lost signal there for a second. And we'll try not to bump a cable. I don't know if that was us or them, but couldn't quite finish on the layup there.
Making her drive down the court.
We're losing power to our monitor up here, but I'm hoping it stays with us.
Oh, wonderful shot by Ella Ryan. The three-pointer.
Oh, nice drive there. Little reverse layup by Leilani Washington. Looked like Mill Creek got a little too aggressive with the press that time and got the foul. Now, we don't really have a scoreboard that's keeping up with which players have which fouls, so we'll just have to kind of rely on the coaches down there to pull them in and out of the game.
Got a minute 55 in the first period.
That's right, and that's a good point. In the middle school games, they play 6-minute quarters. We've been in high school, of course, they do 8-minute quarters. So these quarters are going to fly by. You got to get your points in and do what you can in a shorter amount of time in middle school.
So far, it's a tie game. Let's see what the Mavericks can do here.
And Grassland's defense, you know, they seem to be content to kind of let them come up to the three-point line, but they're not really pressing. They're not letting them get any kind of drive going if possible, and that time they were able to get the double dribble and the turnover.
Yeah. Grassland now with the ball.
Mill Creek is definitely putting the pressure on, trying to, oh, and it paid off again.
Yep. They've been playing a lot of good defense so far in this game.
Great pass by Leilani.
It paid off in the end.
And Alana Poole cleaned that one up.
Ooh.
It seems like Alana is everywhere. She made the bucket, then immediately came back and made the steal.
Foul number 2, Ella Ryan, her first. Team's first for that.
Washington with the ball. Good use of space there.
That looked like it got partially blocked. Well, that time Grassland beat the press.
There you go, Dylan Gardner with the two-pointer.
Got a scrum for the ball down there. Looks like they're going to go with the jump ball, and it's Grassland's ball on the jump. So that's likely to be the story tonight. If Grassland can beat the press here that Mill Creek's putting on, they might get some easy buckets on the other end.
Curious to see what Grassland will be able to do here with 13 seconds left on the clock.
Whoop. They did pretty good to get the ball off the court there, but just couldn't quite
hold on to it.
couldn't quite hold on to it on the other end.
Stroll down the court.
And Mill Creek has gone with the roll-in to preserve as much of this remaining 5 seconds as they can. Didn't quite come up with a big bucket at the end. And after one, we're kind of right back where we started, Christian. It's 11-11, and pretty even first quarter of ball.
Yeah.
I'll take this opportunity to mention to everybody we're streaming. If they haven't checked out any of our live streams this year, we'll be doing our best to live stream the games that we cover. You can find those on WC-TV.net. That's our website. We have started streaming not only our basketball games, we also do monthly meetings that we stream on there, and it's all through YouTube, which you can find us WC-TV Net on YouTube. So for anybody who's looking, that's where you can check us out. Well, it's kind of tough to say what adjustments are being made. It doesn't seem to be going, too poorly for either team so far. So I'd say Grassland just wants to keep beating the press. Mavericks probably want to put on even more pressure if they can, get even more turnovers, and try to keep the ball on this half of the court.
Yeah.
And the Lady Mavericks will start this quarter with the ball. Now, hopefully, I've talked to Darren Joins, the county athletic director. I tried to coax him into coming to announce for us tonight for the boys' game. I'm not sure it's going to happen. We also were trying to get Coach Brees after his game's over to announce possibly, but we know he's got to do stuff with his team, win or lose, talk to him and all that. So, not sure how long you're going to be stuck with us, but it could be a while. I'm going to do some adjustments on this screen, Christian, while they're going, so just keep an eye on what happens.
Of course.
Fouls on number 2, Ella Ryan, her second, team second.
Don't know if that'll help, but
I guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out.
Mavericks possession. Good pass out to the three-point line.
Pretty wide open three there, and it kind of had a friendly roll and bounced in. That was
JC Mays, I think.
What's that?
I think that was JC Mays that made that initial.
Or Madison Graham, I'm not sure.
Didn't quite see.
It was a nice extra pass there by Dylan, but the lane kind of clogged up after she made it and weren't able to get anything going. Nice block by Dylan.
Defense by Grassland.
Nice little break there by Grassland.
Point scored by Ella DeYoung.
It was a good look. Just didn't quite fall for Madison.
Grassland with the possession. Ella Ryan with the shot.
Again, pretty wide open. Just not being able to get it to fall. A little bit of contact that wasn't called, but Grassland was not able to capitalize.
Yeah.
And it looked like Coach Burgess wanted a timeout there.
Timeout, Mill Creek. It is a full timeout.
Takes a full timeout. I think he's just trying to clean up a little bit of the sloppiness, that with the ball handling there and kind of get his team back under control. Great atmosphere here tonight. Lots of folks coming out to support these two teams.
Yes, sir. It seems the Mavericks over there, they have a good student section.
Good home crowd, yeah.
Getting excited over flips over there.
All right, breaking the huddle, coming on back out after the timeout. Again, definitely interesting to see the two styles of defense. Grassland is perfectly comfortable just kind of chilling back. They're not pressing up. You know, they're just picking up that half-court defense, and it's paying off for them like you see there. Nice break. Oh, but a great chase down block there by Elena Poole. Elena didn't give up on the play and came back to clean it up.
Three-point shot.
Madison Graham with a nice three-pointer. Nice idea there by the Lady Generals, trying to break that press, but couldn't quite connect on the pass. There we see the three-pointer by Madison. Thanks for the slow-mo from the truck there. We got Lance West and Michael Hutchison in the truck. Appreciate it, guys. And there we see the Lady Generals huddle. Coach Brees. He's trying to tell them what they need to do to kind of get back in this thing.
Current score is 19-13 with 3 minutes left in the clock in the second period. Curious to see how Grassland's team, see if they can pull through and maybe pull some tricks out of their sleeves.
All right, they're breaking the huddle. And Coach Burgess is still talking to him. Trying to get some last-minute instructions there in before we start back up here. And like you say, only 3 minutes left in the half. It's going quick. Little runner just off there for Leilani.
Good pass made by the Generals.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good getting the ball inside. They've either not quite connected with the pass or just been a little off on some of those layups, but I think they're getting what they want there. They just got to kind of execute a little bit better on the back end of that. Nice inbounds play there.
Owen Gardner, number 50.
Grassland to inbound.
Good movement up the court.
Yeah, got it over top of the press, and it paid off. Who was that made that? Mia Hassan with the bucket. Great job making the extra pass there at the end by the Generals, too.
Great movement up the court again. Mia Hassan. No luck. Mia Hassan going for a second time.
Grassland's been able to pull this game a little tighter here. It's 19-17. We only got a minute 20 left in the half.
Yeah, they're starting to show a little bit more aggression, I think, going up the court.
They're getting over top of their press, and that's definitely helping them out. They're getting some nice looks.
In the game for William Mavericks, 34, Danny Weidman for Mays.
J.C. May comes out of the game to get a rest. Leilani with some great speed that time driving down the court, just couldn't quite collect it to get the layup under control. Looked like Coach Brees might have got a timeout in there.
57 seconds left on the clock.
Just a 30-second one. He was just kind of trying to get everything under control, calm them down. They've made a nice little run here and try to tie it up or go ahead if they hit a three. There we see Coach Brees working, kind of giving out instructions. I don't know if he's looking for his marker board. I think he's just telling everybody there's 57 seconds left in the half, you know, play under control, and we're right in this thing. There you see Coach Burgess. He's got his team fired up. Grassland to inbound. Dangerous pass there. Trying to go over the top and was well read there by Sydney Dickinson. Great steal by Leilani. Just too fast to kind of throw that pass over top. She's able to get under it and make the steal.
Good movement. Grassland with possession.
Yeah, in and out there for Addison. Ooh, nice layup.
Ryan with the layup. 30 seconds left on the clock. It's now tied
Tie ball game. So Grassland brought it back. We're in a little bit of a deficit, but kind of kept calm and brought it all the way back. It looks like Mill Creek's going to try to hold for the last shot of the half here. Little two-man game between Leilani and Alana. Maybe not quite the shot they were looking for going into the half. It was a little off balance, but still got one up. And at the worst, if you take the last shot, they're still going in tied. So that's what we have here. So going into halftime, we're once again, just like at the end of the first quarter, we're right back where we started. It's tied up 19-19, and we got a great second half of basketball after this halftime.
Alrighty.
All right, Christian, we are back after a pretty quick halftime. I would say that's a quicker halftime than our high school games as well.
Yes.
But we are back, and it is 19-19, all tied up after a first half of basketball. We have the Mill Creek Lady Mavericks as the home team, the Grassland Lady Generals as the away team. And it's been a great game so far, very even.
Curious to see if the Grassland Generals will keep up their aggression that they started showing in the latter of that second half.
They were definitely getting some points, breaking the press, and that was good. I don't see the Mavericks changing anything. I think they're still going to be very aggressive on their defense to try to cause chaos for Grassland. That's kind of been the story of the game, and how that's played out has kind of determined who's been up and who's been down at any certain time. Little running hook shot there. You don't see too many of those these days. One of my favorite shots, the hook shot. Almost unguardable.
Whoa.
Nice aggressive drive to the basket there, just couldn't quite finish. And
yeah, Mill Creek has been having a little trouble there trying to get that into the basket.
Yeah, but they've been rebounding well, and it paid off here by getting the foul call for them. This is Alana Poole shooting the free throws. She's kind of been everywhere tonight for Mill Creek. She hits the first. A little bit off the back of the iron there on the second one. Ella Ryan there checked up twice. She almost was ready to fire, but decided against it. Great interior pass there. I want to give credit to
McAdams with the
with the score, but Dylan Garner with a great dish there, finding McAdams on the break. Grassland, a little bit of a trap here in the corner. Almost paid off.
Yeah, Hassan with the block.
Yeah, it's interesting now. It's Grassland's defense that's starting to cause Mill Creek a little bit of trouble. They're having a little bit of trouble inbounding here.
Losing a little bit of their momentum that they had in the beginning there.
Feels like it, yeah. You know, this is not like the new XFL league where we get to hear all the stuff. We don't know what Coach Burgess or Coach Brees told their teams at halftime, but we'll have to see if anybody changes anything up drastically here in the second half. Long three-pointer there by Alano. And Grassland's ball. So the Lady Generals kind of weathering the storm there on defense that trip. Had multiple shots and attempts by the Mavericks, but came out unscathed. It looked like Mia couldn't believe how wide open she was, and it actually caused her to travel when she went to take the shot. So I see our athletic director, Darren Joins, is in the building. Hoping he will join or take over the microphone duties for the boys game. Looked like we might have had maybe a legal screen call there. I didn't quite see it. We got 3:12 left in the half. Again, these 6-minute quarters just go by so quickly. Dangerous pass there from Grassland. And a nice dish on the drive from Elena. Leilani couldn't quite finish that one off, though.
Back down to Mia. Ella takes a shot.
Nice little kick-out pass there, and led to the nice three-pointer.
They definitely seem to be the Generals. They've definitely been the team that has been controlling the second half of the game.
Kind of coming out of halftime with momentum on their side, so that's interesting. I think you kind of see that going into halftime. They caught up. They were down about 5, and they caught up, and they've kind of kept that momentum going into the second half. Great rebound there by J.C. Mays, just a little too hard on the putback.
Grassland with possession again.
Very nice.
Elodie Young.
Mia did a good job breaking the press, dribbling through, and finding the open person. And a steal by Grassland, just continuing to pile on here.
Yeah, trying to find space. Young taking a shot.
It looks like Coach Burgess has had enough. There we see Athletic Director Darren Joins. He has joined us in the stands here, and it's good to have him in the building. If you haven't caught Darren, he does a show for us on WC-TV every week. He's the WCS Sports Connection host. And so he does usually actually 2 shows a week. He does the normal Sports Connection show, and then he does a coach's show that leads up to our game of the week that plays on Fridays. So you can catch his shows on Wednesday and Friday on WC-TV. Well, yeah, like I said, Coach Burgess looked like he had enough of this little run that Grassland was on. Calls a timeout just to try to calm things down. There we see the Grassland cheerleaders. They're doing a great job, and so are the Mavericks cheerleaders as well. Really fun atmosphere here in the building tonight. Everybody,
sure.
A little cold outside. We actually had snowflakes this morning as I was driving into work. I think everybody's happy to be inside out of the chilliness.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Lady Mavericks ball coming out of the timeout, and they are hoping to now they're kind of the ones that are in the position where they got to play a little bit of catch-up and kind of try to swing that momentum back. Looks like it might be a jump ball call there. Yep. Everybody was fighting for it, but nobody could rip it away. So the Lady Mavericks keep the ball on the jump ball.
1 minute and 13 left in the period, with the Mavericks having 20 on the board and the Generals having 29.
I'm certain Coach Burgess doesn't want to let this lead get any more, right? This is the time to kind of start chipping away at it, so then in the fourth quarter you don't have a huge deficit. And just unkind, iron unkind there for Alana. Seemed like a good drive and a good shot, just didn't quite fall.
No big foul on the 15, Alana Poole. That's her second, team second of the half.
So many times you see that where someone misses a shot, they're a little frustrated, and they immediately make the foul because of the frustration for missing the shot, you know, so it's hard not to do that.
Find some open space.
Not a bad shot by the Generals. They're playing a little bit of kind of passing it in, getting it back out, trying to find the open shot. They found it there, just didn't go in. Alana Poole brings the ball back up the court for the Mavericks.
15 seconds left on the clock. Hook shot.
Great drive and layup there by Alana Poole. Almost fell there. That would have been a heartbreaker for the Mavericks if the Generals had scored another three-pointer going in, but they didn't. So only a 7-point game going into the fourth quarter. I'm sure Coach Burgess is telling his team, you know, this is no problem. We can go on a run, and we're going to be right back in this thing. So
for sure,
we got a good fourth quarter lined up here. We see on the other side of the court there, the Mavericks cheerleaders they're kind of doing 2x2 jump tumbles while the rest of the cheerleaders cheer them on. And looks like the big finale here. And the crowd's loving it. So, Christian, have you ever been able to flip like that in your life?
I wish I could, but I can't.
I have also never been that talented. So congrats to those girls for being able to do that at such a young age.
About to start off the fourth period here.
Yep. It's going to be Generals ball, start of the fourth period. And it looks like the Mavericks are really dialing up that pressure again. I'm sure Coach Burgess told them, like, we got to cause chaos on defense here. Boy, but it's not affecting Ella Ryan. Stone cold there.
Sinks one in from the third.
Looks like the Mavericks are trying to stick with what's working for them, with Alana Poole kind of just taking the ball, kind of isolating and driving to try to get that score, but she was just off on the layup that time.
Mavericks take possession.
Nice look there by Leilani, and I think it was Olivia that scored it.
I think it was Olivia Galloway who was able to finally sink the shot in.
That's important. If you get those open looks, if Grassland's going to give them those open looks, they got to take, especially with 5 minutes and 16 seconds left, they got to take advantage of every one of them at this point.
I think that's really going to be the key, is finding that open space and being able to share the ball.
And, Grassland, you might think at this point, at some point, you probably start killing some clock, but it looks like they're, if they have the open three, they're going to take it. On the other end, Alana, I think she's going to be their key to bringing this thing back, and she's doing everything she can.
Yeah, finding that open space.
Leilani getting a hand in there, but not quite able to reel it in after she made the steal.
General was able to keep possession.
Great job by Leilani Washington that time. Just saw the opportunity, reached in, and got the jump ball call, and that's exactly what the Mavericks needed.
Yeah, looking for open space.
It'd be interesting to see if the Mavericks keep kind of moving through Poole to make things happen. That seems to be the game plan that's working for them.
Look at Galloway.
They're kind of trying to repeat of last time that worked for them, but great steal by Poole.
There we go with Sydney Dickinson.
Led to the bucket, so doing what they got to do. It's down to a 4-point game. And I tell you what, the atmosphere in here is starting to build. You can feel everybody starting to get on the edge of their seats.
Mavericks with 28 and the Generals with 32.
And it looks like the Mavericks were able to cause the turnover there. It was rough, kind of a scramble for the ball, but I think that Mia Hassan's foot was just on the line as she had grabbed it. So turns it over, and, man, this thing's coming down to the wire. Great open look again. Sydney Dickinson is kind of come on here.
Grassland has regained the ball. Oh, the Mavericks.
Another jump ball. It looks like Coach Brees might have had enough of the comeback here, so he's called his own timeout to try to calm things down.
Mavericks have really just been able to make a drive, bringing it back up to 30.
There you see Coach Brees. Not super happy that he's let the Lady Mavericks back in this thing. I'm sure he would have liked to have kind of put it away, eaten some clock, and just gone ahead and ended this thing out with his team winning. But the Lady Mavericks are having none of that tonight, Christian. It's interesting. Traditionally, we cover games all through the high school season, and we cover a lot of blowout games that are not close. Traditionally, whenever we do these middle school championship games, they are fantastic games, and the Lady Generals and the Lady Mavericks are showing that again tonight. Keeping it close, and it's kind of gone back and forth both ways throughout the game. So,
Immediately following the conclusion of the girls' game, on the presentation of the runner-up and champions trophies in the boys' finals, approximately 6 minutes.
And so for anybody who doesn't know, a lot of the middle school teams for Williamson County and for Franklin Special School District are in their own league called the WMAA. That's the championships we're doing tonight. They're not in the TSSAA, although some of them are. So this is the ultimate trophy for them. If they can win this, that's their tournament, and that's what they're shooting for the end of the year.
Time for that open space. The Mavericks were able to gain control of the ball.
Fouls on number 22, Ella Ryan, her third, team second of the second half.
Well, they can either tie it up or go ahead here if they're able to score a bucket. And instead they turn it over. So now it's on the Lady Generals to try to get this ball up the court.
Good use of their space. Yeah, grabbing the ball. Grassland.
That was big for the Lady Generals. They needed a point to kind of break this run that the Mavericks have been on, and they were able to get it there.
2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the clock. Lana able to find some room, but no dice.
That drive's been there all night. It's just a question of whether she can finish it or not. Oh, big call there. Ooh. They called the charge on Ella Ryan. It looked like there was a little bit of an extension of the arm, so I can see the call, but I'm sure Coach Brees isn't super thrilled with it. I'm certain he was hoping to get some points that time and not just turn the ball right back over. So that's a tough one.
Down to Washington.
Great shot there.
2 minutes left to go, and Grassland Generals are still taking the lead.
Looked like they called the foul on the floor there on Leilani Washington. We're not shooting free throws yet. Only the team fourth foul, so not shooting just yet. Minute 56 left to go in the game.
Mavericks gain control. And that'll tie up the game with 1 minute and 48 seconds left to go.
I missed. They get the steal right off the inbound as well? Yeah. Wow. Looked like there's an over-the-back call there on the rebound.
44, Cindy Dickinson, her third, team's
fifth team foul on the Mavericks. So here we go, a minute 30 left, tie ball game.
Generals with possession. Finding Mia out in the open.
Nice little hesitation there.
There we go.
Kind of collected herself, calmed down, and then just drained the two-pointer.
Mavericks back at the possession.
And all night long, Alana
tie game
Poole.
once again at a minute left in the clock. Grassland keeps possession.
Alana Poole's found that drive all night long, and she's finishing it now when it matters.
No dice.
Very close one there by
42 seconds left.
Leilani Washington had the drive, decided she was going to take it all the way, just couldn't quite connect. I think there was going to be a foul call, but it looked like the timeout happened before the foul. This is going to be a full timeout. Coach Brees wants to calm his girls down, get a play. There's 34 seconds left, so he's wanting to really kind of find the right play to end this game. I don't know if he's going to try to hold for the last shot. You think that might happen? Some of that might also depend on the pressure that the Lady Mavericks put on here. The Lady Generals have had some trouble inbounding if the pressure's really turned up by the Mavericks. That's going to be interesting to watch to see if they can get a clean inbound, and then if they're able to hold or not for the shot if the pressure's too much from the Lady Mavericks.
Sure. I've been really impressed to see how these middle schools have been playing compared to high school games this year. And they've been keeping it really interesting, really tight.
Yep. And then you see Coach Burgess over there. You can't see him. He's down on the floor in the huddle, but he's very passionately telling his girls there are 34 seconds left. We have got to score one time and take this win. And so I'm sure he's wanting them to ratchet up the defense and just go crazy on causing chaos for Grassland to inbound this basketball.
Grassland will start with possession.
So here we go, Christian. Pretty good look inbounds.
Yeah, found some open space.
It
Takes
looks
a shot.
It looks like that was
ball game.
Yeah, well, it's not ball game.
Almost.
That's what was drawn up there by Coach Brees, but now they've got to hold on for another 17 seconds.
A lot of passion going on down there.
Wow. A lot of
Tied
pull.
game once again.
Tied it up. There's 4 seconds left. I think Coach Brees just used his what is probably his last timeout. So he's wanting to kind of. It looks like he's wanting to put in. He's asking where he's going to get the ball at the end of the timeout. Looks like they'll get it at half court. So 2.9 seconds. That's enough time to run a play. I'm sure he's going to have something in mind that he wants. It was interesting that they didn't try to hold for a final shot last time. They were willing to take the shot once they got it where they wanted it and live with it, and it worked for them. But then a great job all night. Like I said, Alana Poole on the other side, just at will kind of getting that layup and tying the Mavericks back up. They've put 3.2 on the clock now, so 3.2 left. And we'll see if Coach Brees can work some magic on this play, or we might be headed to overtime.
Grassland was able to get in control. Looks like we're heading into overtime.
Yeah, not able to get a good look there. They really kind of had to heave that one up, and were not able to get the look they were trying to find there. So we've played 4, but that's not quite enough for this game. These two teams are very evenly matched. That's obvious. And 38-38 after 4, and we're going to have to go to at least one more. What's that? Awesome. Huh? All right, I was talking to Coach Joins off mic there. He says we're going to get a special treat in the boys' game. We're actually going to have Dr. Jeremy Qualls as the color commentator, and that should be one for the ages. So, Christian, I believe we're going to be outshone in the second game. That's okay. I'm happy to have those guys doing it. All right, but we got more game in this exciting matchup. It looks like it's a 3-minute overtime period, so it's half the length of a normal quarter. The normal quarters go by quick. I can only imagine this is going to go by even quicker. So, it's going to be interesting to see who jumps out. Ref not quite happy with how everybody's lining up on the jump ball here. Interesting that they actually go ahead and re-jump it on the overtime.
Mavericks able to keep possession. Go for a three-pointer.
Ooh, that was close by Leilani Washington.
Jenna was able to keep possession. Mia with the drive.
Oh, just off on the layup. Had the open look and wasn't quite able to capitalize. Looks like that might have been a partial block there. I'm not sure.
Keep it in play.
Another open look for Grassland. Had a great arc on the ball there, just a little short. And a nice rebound by Alana Poole.
Poole aggressions by both teams right now.
Poole's really been everywhere for the Lady Mavericks tonight. Probably has the most rebounds. Probably has the most points. I don't have a total in front of me, unfortunately, but And really when they've needed a bucket, she's kind of been the go-to person they're looking for. Looks like Coach Burgess is going to want to talk this one over with his girls, kind of get a little game plan of his own. This is a great opportunity. A minute's been shaved off the clock, still 38-38, and this is really the chance for the Mavericks to go up in the game and then hopefully hold Grassland off. The gym is really filled up even more. We got a lot of people on our side of the court now as well, and so fantastic to see this kind of support for these two teams.
Of course.
All right, we're coming out of the huddle, and it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Burgess has drawn up here.
Mavericks will start with the ball. On a pool. Leani.
Looked like Poole stepped just out of bounds. Couldn't quite haul in the pass from Leilani Washington. And costly turnover there. Generals are going to be looking to capitalize on it.
Can they keep possession?
Oh! Coach Reese a little dejected because just as fast as it went one way, it goes back the other.
1:39 left on the clock as the Mavericks take possession.
Oh!
Who will gain possession here? Mavericks seem to come out on top.
That was interesting. Looked like it could have been, there was some tie-up at center court where it looked like the foul could have been called, but it wasn't, so that was interesting. Oh, we got the foul call. Sydney Dickinson not afraid to shoot the open shot that she got, just a little short on it. Great rebound by Olivia Galloway, and she's going to tell you what, these are those free throws that when you're a kid in the driveway, this is your moment where you're practicing. A minute left in overtime to win the championship.
And the Mavericks will pull in front now.
And Olivia's got ice water in her veins because she sinks the first one no problem. The crowd not happy with which way that ball going out of bounds was called, but it's hard to tell from here. But the Mavericks go ahead. It's on the Generals now to see whether they can play catch-up.
Grassland keeping it in play. Mavericks take possession.
And they immediately get the foul call. That's big. Sarah not happy that she committed that foul. She was definitely not trying to. Just kind of the craziness of the game, and she couldn't quite get her hands on the basketball.
On a Pool again with the ball.
And it looked like Dylan was like, you know, you've driven on me about 7 times this game, and I'm a little bit tired of it. Nice block there by Dylan Garner.
Trying to find some open space. Back to Pool.
Grassland bringing up some pressure because they cannot wait it out at this point.
Yes.
And just a little too active there was, I think, Poole, or I'm not sure if Coach Brees might have got a timeout. Looks like he got the timeout.
39-38 with 24 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, 24 seconds. That's there's only been 1 point scored in the whole overtime so far. So it could be that's the 1 point that wins the entire championship. We'll have to see.
But we know, especially from the last quarter, 24 seconds is plenty of time for either teams to score either way.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And Coach Brees not super excited with how this has gone, but looks like he has something drawn up here to hopefully get his girls a bucket. And here we go.
Grassland with the ball. Finding Olivia.
And we're down under 13 seconds left in the game.
Back to Olivia. Hooking the shot.
Wow. That was a nice aggressive drive by Mia. And she wasn't able to get the bucket, but it paid off with the foul call. So once again, these free throws critical to either tie it up or go ahead.
A lot of energy in the crowd tonight.
Big bucket, big bucket.
Tying up the score, 39-39 with 4 seconds on the clock. One more shot to go.
And it looks like Coach Burgess is wanting to talk to his girls about what to do in the different scenarios that can happen at the end of this free throw.
Timeout, Mill Creek. 30 seconds. Timeout.
Coach Burgess is telling them, basically, if they make it, here's what you have to do. You have to get the ball down court, and we got to score quick. I'm not sure. I think he still has a couple timeouts, so that might also be the call. You know, do you want to take a timeout, or do you want to go with it? You know, that's what he's having to tell them right now. It looks like Grassland is out of timeouts, so that's not an option for them. And anyone who's my age remembers there's a Michigan game that's famous where there was a timeout called when they didn't have one to call, and that's a technical foul. And so you're Grassland, you definitely don't want to do that. Pressure free throw here for Mia Hassan.
Takes the shot. Tie game.
And it looks like we are going to a second overtime, Christian.
Double overtime.
This game has too much excitement for 4 quarters. It has too much excitement for an extra overtime period. We need a 6th period.
Every period so far has been left on a tie game.
And it's interesting there, the entire overtime period, both teams only scored 1 point, but that's all they needed to keep playing. So some pressure free throws there. I'm sure both of those girls wish they could have hit both instead of one of two, but they both did just enough to keep their teams playing.
A lot of tension and a lot of pressure in the crowd tonight.
Yeah, all these parents are really hoping, after such a long season, and it's kind of all comes down to this, and to have such a close game, you hate for either team to have to lose, but really both teams have played fantastic tonight and shown why they're here to begin with.
Absolutely.
And here we go, overtime tip number 2, and last time the tip went the Mavericks' way in overtime. We'll see if it happens again.
Grassland able to take possession of the ball.
Yeah, it looked like Sydney actually got the tip, but Grassland quicker to pick it up. Wow. Big bucket there by Dylan Garner. And that's huge. If last overtime tells us anything, that might be enough to win this game.
Wasn't able to tackle on that extra point.
No, but it looks like an unfortunate bounce there for Mill Creek. Just bounced off the player's shoe, and Grassland gets the bucket, misses the free throw, but gets the ball right back. And just like that, Mill Creek's pressure comes up again and pays off for them.
Lana Poole finding that open space.
I tell you what, Lana
Again,
Poole,
a tie score.
she's great at making that drive, kind of just putting her head down and finding the open lane, and now immediately comes up with the big steal.
Lonnie.
Nice pass by Poole, and Washington picks it up. Not quite able to finish the play, but going to the line for a couple.
Fouls on 23, one of them first. To the line.
Our team fouls are starting to rack up now too, so that could come into play if it stays as close as it has been. There we see the Mavericks take the lead.
Able to sink one shot, which puts the Mill Creek Mavericks in the lead. Washington here for the other shot. Wasn't able to sink it.
Wow.
Mill Creek.
Wow. It looked like that one's gonna haunt her. She had that steal, and as she turned to go the other way, her foot just happened to step on the line. The Grassland coach was quick to point that out for the referees.
Yes, very quick. Grassland. Dylan Garner.
Grassland likes getting it to Garner there at the top of the key and letting her kind of work her magic as she made the drive in the bucket.
The Generals with only a 1-point lead with a minute 50 seconds left to go.
I don't know how many lead changes we've had in this game, but it has been several.
Leilani going in.
Had the nice drive. Leilani's also been able to find her shot tonight, but just not able to connect with that one. Little mishandle there by the Generals. Right as Sarah McAdams was kind of going into the lane that time, just kind of lost the handle and wasn't able to regain it back. And here we are, minute 15 left on the clock here, and it's as tense as it's ever been, Christian.
For sure. Looking for some open space.
Wow.
Two-pointer block.
Looks like they got Grassland for the foul. It was funny there on the shot at the top of the key. Once again, it looked like Garner, she got tired of Poole driving on her, so she finally blocked one. She kind of got tired of that little shot there at the free throw line, so she blocked that one, but Generals were not able to haul it in, and now we have Poole shooting free throws.
Grassland able to take possession.
Close there, but not finding the bottom of the bucket. Wow. I think that was Madison Graham, had the fancy spin move for the layup, but wasn't able to connect.
.35 seconds left on the clock. That really doesn't mean anything for both of these teams because they're able to sink them pretty quickly.
And I think that was Grassland's timeout as well there. I guess that when it goes into another overtime, they get another one. I'm not quite sure how that timeout situation works, but 35 seconds. Coach Brees and Coach Burgess trying to draw something up here. Not sure we've ever had a triple overtime game, so that could be something. We're setting a new record here for WC-TV possibly. I'm sure it's probably happened. We've been doing sports for about 15 years like this, so I'm sure it's probably happened, but I can't personally remember it, so. Grassland inbound. And Poole and it looks like Galloway and Washington up here to try to cause havoc. Apply the pressure as Grassland brings the ball up.
Good
job.
space.
Yeah, good job breaking the press there. Close, almost had the jump ball, but it looks like they got the Mavericks with the foul.
22 seconds left. Home 42, visitor 43.
So we're shooting 1-1 now. Again, these fouls coming into play finally where they matter. Big first shot there. Ella Ryan. The pressure is on, and so far it's not phasing Ella. Sinks them both.
And that'll bring it to Grassland with 45 points and Mill Creek with 42.
Mill Creek's smart here, letting the ball roll up the court instead of starting the clock. Trying to save every second they can because now they got to climb back three. Poole had a good look at it, just wasn't able to connect. Jump ball called, jump ball. Grassland got trapped a little there by Poole. Poole doing a great job to try to recover from missing the three to at least make the defensive stop and get the ball back. 8.9 seconds, it all comes down to this.
On a Poole taking the shot.
Oh, they called the travel. They called the travel on Poole trying to step back. That's a rough call.
The crowd is definitely not happy with that
the
call.
The Mavericks crowd is not happy at all.
Grassland holding the ball.
What is going on?
It's 1 second, drops to 0. And that's game for Grassland in Mill Creek.
Wow, and Coach Burgess is out there saying, hey, refs, I was trying to call a timeout. And he's very upset. That's a very unfortunate way. It's great job to the Grassland Lady Generals. Fantastic game for them. Hate for it to end with a coach trying to call a timeout and it not being seen. That's rough.
Yeah.
But what a fantastic game also by the Lady Mavericks. Both teams showing a ton of heart here, but our winners, the Grassland Lady Generals, getting it done, and congrats to Coach Reese. And how about that? Double overtime, Christian, for our first game. I'd like to see Coach Darren and Dr. Qualls top that one. All right, so there we are, our final after 2 overtimes. Grassland Lady Generals take it 45-42. We'll be back with the guys game after this.